it's been 6 months since you fought Rumble Johnson. What have you changed about you since you've had that fight?
Did I need to change after that fight?
I would say, not being able to get guys on the ground, you would kind of focus more on your stand-up game, and you have the power and the raw tools to be one of the best stand-up fighters in the UFC. So a lot of people would like to see you focus on that. Is that something you've concentrated on heading into this fight?
Oh, sure, definitely. I definitely don't want to get, outgunned in any area of the game. Definitely not in stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, you're widely considered one of the best wrestlers in the UFC. How do you plan on using that against Glover, and do you see that he's vulnerable to being taken down?
Anybody who throws power punches is definitely, susceptible to being taken down. It's just it's the nature of the beast, in order to throw up power, you have to have your feet planted.
How did you prepare to dodge Glover's power shots? Something John Jones was so good at, not getting hit. Did you take anything away from that fight that you can use on Saturday?
Definitely. You just watch, and you never want to assume that you want to get the same version of a person. I'm not as long as John Jones, therefore he probably won't employ the same technique he used against John. I have a Division I wrestling background, therefore he won't look the same as he will against someone else. You know what I'm saying? So, just tiny things, little things that might be open.
Is there a big advantage for him fighting in Brazil? Do you feel like you're an underdog of sorts going into this just because of where you're fighting?
Sure. Sure, why not, there's a home field advantage, but at the same time, I'm the one in there, so I'm cool with that.
Is that something you really picked up wrestling as a D1 athlete, especially at Penn State, that you have to go in places and sometime a neutral territory and win these tough fights?
Absolutely. There's no such thing as a good performer who isn't good on the road, You're just not good if you can't win on the road.
Definitely. Talking about performances, it's been a UFC trend lately to win and call someone out. Is that something you're actively thinking about already? Assuming you're going to win, right? In your mind, you're going to win. Is that something you think about heading into a fight?
Absolutely. You got to give yourself positive affirmations and confirm it to yourself, and it becomes more real, more true.
Who would you look at calling out if you did win the fight?
Now we're just getting ahead of ourselves.
A little bit.
I don't typically call people out.
I asked that because another thing that's been proposed, and usually you fight at the same times every year almost. You take your time, you really prepare for your next fight. But a lot of people would like to see you fight Alexander Gustafsson again on that John Jones versus Cormier card in January. It's a quick turnaround, but that's a fight that's picking up a lot of traction, and people would like to see you win so they can see that fight and have a true number one contender. Is that something you've given thought to, or that you've even heard?
No, because people don't make sense. It's just unreasonable and doesn't make sense. People love to see the non-romance of friends fighting or teammates fighting. It's kind of silly. We're friends, we're teammates, and it just doesn't make sense as a reasonable matchup.
All right, and going forward, how would that necessarily impact you? Because you're looking to get on the winning track, and everyone wants that title shot. It seems as though Cormier is first, and then Alex is second. That puts you a year out from a title shot, regardless of what you do. How does that affect you, or does it affect you heading into these fights?
No, not at all. You know, you want to think about each fight as its own fight. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. You just want to think about what the task at hand and concentrate on that.
Like you said, task at hand. Glover just came off of his own title shot. Do you feel that this puts you, at least in that category, like a win here justifies you for being up there, and your name has to be mentioned as a contender?
I would say that's already true just by the guys I've beat. But, you know, at the same time, you know, it's really getting that title shot is just about having, a big, coming off a big win. You know, it's all about that momentum going into the next fight. And so it comes back to this fight and not the next fight. In order to even have that title shot confirmed as the next fight, it would just need to be a momentous this fight.
Do you feel you need a finish to make that statement?
It would definitely help.
Is that something you look for going into a fight, though? Is that like, you know, you go into a fight and say, I'm going to get a finish? Or do you say, I'm just going to win?
You know, definitely just go in confident and sure of yourself is more than enough. You know, that makes you confident enough to go after all the risks that's there, you know, your big moves and everything you see.
For the fans that are tuning into UFC 179 this Saturday, what should they know about you heading into this fight, and what type of show are you going to put on for them?
This is going to be the fight that you're going to hear about on Twitter, on Facebook. You're not going to want to miss. If you miss it, you messed up.
Simple as that. Simple as that, man. Thanks, Phil. Thanks for taking some time out of your schedule. Good luck. Good luck with the weight cut. That's the hardest part right now, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Best of luck to you, man. We'll all be tuning in. It'll be a great fight. Thank you.